So you want to lose as much weight as you can as quickly as possible. How do you do that? Well, what I would do is be in a large calorie deficit as much as you can handle day to day, whether that's 500, 600, 700 calorie deficit, maybe even 800 calorie deficit. I would also make sure that you're doing some form of walking and or cardio as much as you can handle. Again, maybe you have 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever it is, but really making sure you're staying hydrated. So half a gallon to a gallon of water, and then also making sure you are sleeping enough. That is how I would approach that. Now, I hope you haven't clicked off of this video, because would I recommend you to actually do that? No, absolutely not. And I want to ask you a question. Would you be happy if you lost 20, 30, 40, 50 plus pounds only to gain it all back 3 months later? Probably not. And I bet that if you're watching this video, you probably already went through that exact same situation. Excuse all the noise. I live by a very busy highway. And I know from my personal experience, because I struggled with yo-yo dieting for years and years and years, more of my life than not, right? And I don't want you to go through that. And I know that you don't feel confident. You don't like what you see in the mirror. I know that you're tired of feeling held back by your weight and your health, and you want to make this change. But I'm telling you right now, go slower to go longer. Take a more moderate approach to this weight loss journey, because what I don't want you to go through is that yo-yo dieting, because that in and of itself, my goodness, that is so draining. And I want you to get out of that cycle. So I hope from just the beginning of this video that you can start to see that although you could lose the weight really quickly, when we zoom out, right, and if you gain the weight back, really it's actually slower compared to if you just gave yourself the time. If you gave yourself 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, a year to develop some really great habits and behaviors around all of this, that 1 year compared to 3, 4, 5, 10 years of just on and off and never achieving the results that you want, or maybe if you achieved it, only to go back from where you started. And most times you're actually gaining more than when you started, which is even more frustrating, right? So how do you approach this whole weight loss journey in a way that is more sustainable? Starting small and building your self-confidence as you approach it, right? So really, let's just break this down really simply into some core pillars. So let's talk about your nutrition first. I would recommend you tracking your calories and your macros, because that's going to give you the quickest results. And by quickest, I mean quickest for you, because your rate of progress is going to be different from everyone else's, because everyone has different schedules and responsibilities. So you cannot compare the rate of loss or the rate of progress to somebody else, right? If you are a student right now, you have classes, you have a full-time job, you can't expect to compare your progress to a fitness influencer who's 22 and has no responsibilities and does social media content for a living. If you're a single mom with a whole family, like just understand, as quick as possible for you. That's what I want you to remember. So don't look at everyone else. Don't compare your progress to everyone else, right? So tracking your calories and tracking your macros is going to be the quickest way for you to see progress. And I'll actually leave a link in the description to a simple, easy calorie calculator that you can use to figure that out, right? And from there, I would do a 300 to 500 calorie deficit just to start off. And you do that for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, see how you feel. If the weight starts to trend down, amazing. Just keep at it, keep going. And I do want to say, your weight's going to fluctuate. It's not going to drop every single day. It's going to drop, it's going to go back up, it's going to drop, and that's totally normal. Weight fluctuations are a normal part of this journey. I'll link another video down in the description. I talk about weight fluctuations why they happen, and a way for you to track and monitor your weight without like feeling frustrated and lost with all of this, right? And if you don't want to track your calories and your macros just yet, just understand that's not the only way to lose weight, okay? A way to approach this, and I do this with some of my clients, is that just getting frequent or consistent with the number of meals you're having, start there. Because if you're eating 3 meals one day, and then 2 the next, and then 4 and 2 snacks the next day, your food is all over the place. We cannot make any adjustments to that. So if we can reduce the amount of variables that we have, we'll be able to make the adjustments so you don't go stir crazy about all of this. So getting consistent with your meal frequency, and then you can look at the portion sizes, right? So that's step number 1, and then step number 2 is looking at your portion sizes, and then go from there, right? But again, start small with a goal and an approach that fits the best for you, that fits your lifestyle, that you can do easily, and just work your way up, right? Because we want to build our self-confidence on this journey. We don't want to take on 1,000 different things all at once, do it for a few days and fall off because we burn out. That's not what we want. Again, remember, like I said at the beginning of the video, go slower to go longer, right? So that's your nutrition. What do we do for our activity? Do we strength train? Do we do cardio? Like, what does that look like? I would prioritize your strength training. You don't have to be in the gym 6 days out of the week. Find a like how many days that you can be in the gym consistently, right? For you. And not this ideal world. What I actually want you to think about is how many days can you go to the gym even on your worst weeks? And that's where I would start. If that looks like 1 to you, amazing, do that. If that looks like 2, do that. If that's 3, do that. But remember, pick a training split appropriate to how many days you can actually make it to the gym, right? So that's the strength training portion. And if you can, in your schedule, if you can add in some cardio, amazing. But if you are like, this is so overwhelming, the nutrition part is overwhelming, the strength training part is overwhelming, don't worry about the cardio. Just do the nutrition and do the training, right? So what else are we talking about? I know in the beginning of this, I mentioned sleep. Making sure we're sleeping 7 to 9 hours every single day. That's gonna help your cravings, making sure you're not super starved and hungry. It's gonna give you more energy to do the workouts and to follow your meal plan. So sleep is really, really important. And also water, right? We have to stay hydrated. If you're dealing with brain fog or chronic headaches, constipation, you're not having bowel movements every single day, drink your water. Again, half a gallon to a gallon of water. If you can't do that, if half a gallon is just, oh my God, this is just way too much, because for some, it is. Start with as much as you can and slowly work your way up. Build your confidence, again, week to week to week to week, right? So those are the main pillars of how to actually approach this whole weight loss game. And I know that there's a lot, but the key principles that I wanted you to get from this video is, again, I want you to take a more slow approach, right? It's okay if it's slow, because if you, at the end of the day, at the end of your journey, can achieve the health, the fitness, the body that you want, it'll be all worth it, right? And again, I do have videos linked down in the description, but if you need a simple calorie calculator, you can actually check that, or I'll leave it up on the screen. I'll also link up the weight fluctuation videos. And if you have any questions on this, if you are still confused, if you have more specific questions, I am here for you. So leave your questions down in the comments, but I hope this was helpful. And if you like this type of content, if you like this just more raw, I'm on my iPhone, please let me know what you thought down in the comments as well. And consider subscribing if you need more help on this personal development journey or health and fitness journey. I'm here for you, and I'll see you in the next one.